Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available summer 2023, the album, Dad, Shimmy Shimmy, AF, Rock on Gold Dust, Boost, Woman. Happy Wednesday. How are you guys doing today? Okay, let's get right into this video. So Shane Dawson posted a video yesterday. His newest video, since he hasn't posted a video in almost 4 months, is called Mind-Blowing Conspiracy Theories with Shane Dawson 2023. I watched the entire hour of it. I think it was just a little bit under an hour. Let's see, I think it was 59 minutes or something like that. I watched the entire thing, so I'm going to comment on that in just a second. Now, I'm going to try to be as fair as possible about the video. I'm also going to try to be as fair about Shane's comments about the video afterwards, because he came out and had some things to say about the views that he is receiving on this video. He's not very happy. He's not very happy because he's not getting the views that he expected on this video, so we're going to talk about that in just a second. And he has been marketing this video every day leading up to it, so I want to talk about that as well. So I also tweeted out and I asked you guys what you thought about Shane's newest video, and I'm going to talk about some of those responses that I got. And actually, I also want to talk about an interesting response that I got before I even asked that question. So, first of all, I want to talk about the fact that Shane Dawson did a conspiracy video, because I think a lot of people are kind of surprised. I think they thought, okay, he hasn't posted a video in 3 or 4 months, and Shane was talking about how he didn't know what he wanted his next video to be, and he was trying to come up with all these ideas, and then he comes out with a conspiracy video. Okay, so in all fairness to Shane Dawson, who I have covered for several years now, what I have to believe is it's kind of a mix of couple things. I think that Shane is trying to maybe get back in the groove of being excited about making videos again. I think in going through his cancellation, I think it really took a toll on him. I think creatively, I don't think he's come out and talked about that much, but I think if he was really honest, I think, and this is where I said to come back and make a video and talk about everything that had happened and how it affected him and all of that. I think it really would have helped his audience understand what he had gone through. You know, and a lot of people are like, he doesn't owe that to people. He doesn't owe them to take accountability. And I understand that. But this is where I talk about bringing your audience with you on the journey that you've gone on, because then they kind of understand what you've gone through, what you are currently going through. And I really think that what happened was, at the time that Shane Dawson was so-and-so canceled or whatever, I'm not even somebody that believes in cancellation today. I believe you watch who you want to watch or you don't watch who you want to watch, right? But I think at that time, right, that he was at the height of his game. He was the golden boy of YouTube, and I think it was really feeding his ego, arrogance, and pride, and then he was cut down to basically the lowest status you could be, you know, cut to. And at that time, it was like every idea that he was coming up with was people were applauding him and saying that, you know, that he was this great documentarian, and the series that he was putting out were phenomenal, and all this kind of stuff, right? And I think in retrospect, many of us know now that that's probably not the case, that what we got ate up with was kind of the hype of all of it, right? Okay, so that also went to Shane's head a little bit, I think, right? And I think it probably, to some degree, really hurt his creativity. He started questioning it, as I think anybody would do in that situation. They'd start thinking, do I not have it? Did I never have it? Like, where is my creativity? Like, this idea, that's not good enough. That idea, that's not good enough. I mean, I think it happens to writers, rock stars. Like, I just read the book, and the TV show just came out of Daisy Jones and the Six. It was my book for Peter's Book Club for the month of March. Today, I will be announcing Peter's Book Club pick for the month of April. But I just read that, and, you know, if you've read the book or you watched the show, I haven't watched the whole show yet, but they talk in there about, like, they have this one fantastic album, and then the idea of, like, coming up with a second fantastic album. And I think a lot of creative people go through that. It's like, what do I do next to come up with the next greatest idea, right? Okay, so here you have Shane, who has been canceled. He's made jokes about it. I think that's his way of dealing with it. And you have Shane, who's been canceled, and he's struggled with that. And he doesn't know what to do next. He has fed out this whole thing about, I don't know what ideas to come up with, what ideas you guys want to see, and on and on and on. I have seen underneath his community tabs and underneath his videos that he's done in the last year and whatever, so many people say, I miss your conspiracy videos. I wish you were doing your conspiracy videos again. Why don't you return to your conspiracy videos? So I have to believe, right, that Shane is hearing all of that from the people that are his genuine fans that have stuck with him through all of this time, and he's looking at that and he is saying, my fans who have stuck with me through all of this want the conspiracy videos. Those are the original people that didn't really care about the series. Those are the people that helped me get where I got, right? Those are the people that loved when I was posting conspiracy videos on a regular basis. So why not give them what they want? I'm going to give them what they want, and I'm going to put a conspiracy video out, and this is something that I'm interested in anyway, and therefore we now have the conspiracy video that he just put out yesterday. And I really think that that's what happened with it. I don't think it's any deeper than that. I don't even think it deserves criticizing, like, oh, this is the only idea that Shane Dawson can come up with. You know, the thing that makes me sad about it, and like I said, I'm trying to be really fair and objective to this, the thing that makes me sad about this is if Shane were able to, and I don't know what work he's done behind the scenes in therapy or taking a look at himself or whatever, but if he were really willing to kind of like look past the cancellation and all of that stuff and say, okay, this is who I am creatively inside. I was able to make it for so many years on YouTube and be successful. I still have it. What's the next big idea that I have? Because I do believe that any creative person out there, no matter what, you know, can do that. And I also believe, I believe this, that, you know, like, even people that have been canceled and all this kind of stuff, I believe that there are always avenues for redemption. I do believe that, but I believe the avenues from redemption are taking, you know, accountability for your actions and talking about it and all that kind of stuff. I actually, to be honest with you, and I know at this point, the super fans of Shane Dawson are like, I could care less about that. I don't want to hear it. It doesn't matter or whatever. I would love to see a video of Shane, and it could be like him and, you know, Rylan just driving around, or him talking about it, or Rylan interviewing him, or Chris interviewing him, or whatever. For him to sit down on camera and really talk about what that experience was like for him, and how daunting it was, and how it's really affected his creativity, and how he's really getting over that, and all that kind of stuff. Like, that would be, to me, so interesting as somebody that has covered the career of Shane Dawson for the last 6 or 7 years. Like, that would be so interesting to me to see that, right? Like, that would be so authentic. But I think it's so scary and fearful for Shane to jump out of this mode of being this comedic kind of guy. And his humor just isn't funny to me. It just, I don't know. So anyway, he was feeding this video out, and let me see, he put up, hold on a second, I have a screenshot here. He put out several days ago this, it was like screenshots from the new video that he's putting out, and he said, oh, this was the day before, so this would have been, the video was put out Tuesday, this would have been Monday. He put on his community tab, so excited for tomorrow. This video is a roller coaster of emotions. Weird, scary, chaotic, and shocking. My favorite combination. See you then, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, when I read this, I was like, what are they going to be talking about in this video? Because I had already seen that there were clips of he and Rylan driving in a car. He had put out clips where he's like, there's always that over-exaggerated thing that he does with marketing, right? Which is interesting to me, that this whole video is about over-sensationalized marketing, and that there are like dupes to all of, so if you haven't watched Shane's video and you want to watch it, I am going to be talking about it, and I will be spoiling it, so I just want to put that out there for you. But it's interesting to me that Shane Dawson wants to talk about over-marketing something and dupes and things like that, when in essence, that's what he always does. Let me just tell you the words that he uses again, in case you did not hear me before. Weird, scary, chaotic, and shocking, okay? I didn't think, and he talked on there a previous day about this being very emotional for him, that this was like a really emotional video that he was putting out there. I did not, hold on a second, let me see if I can find this on here, the community tab where he says something like that. Hold on a second. He said something on there about it being like a really emotional thing. And I'm like, I watched the video and I was like, how is this video emotional for you? So I watched the video, all 59 minutes of it, and let me break it down for you, okay? So Shane has this conspiracy about animal crackers, okay? And that animal crackers that you buy, I think from Trader Joe's, are like basically generic animal crackers, and that they are just labeled differently, but they're made from the same manufacturer, okay? So then he goes in and he starts speculating about all of these different things, like Cheetos, cereal, nachos, on and on, or like nachos, Doritos, on and on and on. They go to Aldi, they go to Walmart, they go to all these places to buy knockoff brands. And I'm sitting here watching this and I'm thinking to myself, and this was before I got this comment on, or I saw this comment on Twitter. I'm sitting here and I'm watching this and I'm thinking to myself, when was Shane Dawson born? Like, I was born in 1972, okay? Like, I can tell you by the time that I was 5 or 6 years old, I was fully aware of generic brands, you know? Like, my mom was not somebody, she was a penny pincher. My mom was not somebody that was buying the major brand of anything, okay? Ever. And I can remember going to the grocery store. I've talked about this on my vlog at length, okay? And I can remember going to the grocery store with my mom and wanting something. He even talks about this in there at the video, that his mom, like, they bought, like, the bags of the cereal at the end, right? So Shane Dawson has known this for a very long time. This isn't anything new to Shane Dawson. So this is his conspiracy. And I'm like, I have to tell you, in the past, I have been somebody that has enjoyed Shane Dawson's conspiracy theory. So don't come at me and say, you're coming hard for No, this conspiracy theory, I'm like, this is your conspiracy theory? There was only one part of this whole thing that I was kind of like, oh, well, now this is interesting, okay? But he goes in there and he talks about, like, how all of these brands, these generic brands and these name label brands are made from the same manufacturer and the same warehouse and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, did you not know that? Like, seriously? Like, I knew that when I was 5 or 6, because we would go to the grocery store, like I said, and I would want some, like, Cocoa Puffs, and my mom would say, no, you can get, like, well, I never liked Cocoa Puffs, but Captain Crunch, okay? And my mom would say, no, you can get King Crunch. It's the same exact thing. They just call it something different. And I'd be like, but Mom, I want Captain Crunch, because I saw the commercials on the TV and the advertising and all that kind of stuff, right? And they weren't advertising Prince Crunch or King Crunch or whatever, right? They were advertising Captain Crunch. So as a kid, that's what I want. It's about advertising, which he doesn't talk about in here at all, really, about the advertising. Okay, so I knew that at 5 or 6. Well, that would have been 1978 or something like that, that I was fully aware of generic brands. So I'm very confused as to why he's unsure about this, you know? And it's like, even if you go into like a Costco or a Sam's Club, right? Like, did y'all not know that, like, when you're buying Kirkland brand at Costco, like, if you buy Kirkland brand coffee, you're actually buying Starbucks coffee. And if you're buying Kirkland brand paper towels, you're actually buying Bounty. And they have the Bounty right next to the Kirkland brand. I mean, did you not know that? Like, there's been articles written about that. That's been in the news for years and years and years and years. It's the same thing with Sam's Club, right? So I'm like, what is new about this? And the other thing I have to say that kind of killed me about this video a little bit was that Shane in there really, more so than he usually does, because Shane always, like, if Shane is good at doing anything, and I don't know if he does it himself or if he relies on other people. I know Andrew helped him a lot with the past, but if there's anything that Shane is really good at, it's editing. And Shane takes all these clips, right? Most of the video is clips from other people doing Shane's work for him. So when you watch the video, it's news clips of people talking about recalls of food. Because, like, if, like, one company recalls a bread, then they recall, like, all 10 breads that are made at the same factory and such, right? Or you'll have somebody on there that's like a food reviewer on YouTube, and he takes a clip of their video, and he takes a clip of this other person reviewing foods and comparing foods, and he takes a person comparing this food to that food, and a person doing like that. And I'm thinking to myself, so basically what you did was you came up with this theory based on all of these YouTubers that are smaller creators, okay, which he does link their channels at the very bottom of his description thing. But I'm like, you basically took all of their work that they had done, and you turn it into a video, which you know you're going to get a lot of views off of because you're Shane Dawson, and you call it a conspiracy video, but like all of these people had done the work for you years before you, right? And like they already have all of the work done. They've already done the conspiracy. I mean, he goes into a hotel room, he throws all the food on a bed, they do a conspiracy thing. It's like he throws down cereal, Rylan throws down cereal, and they're like, whoo! It's like the influencer gasp, right? They're like, there's no difference between the cereal. Why would there be? We already know that. We already know that there's not going to be any difference between a generic brand and a regular brand made. I mean, we already know that. Like, this is a conspiracy theory. Like, I'm kind of like a little bit, at this point, I was kind of like, I'm really confused why, and I couldn't like connect it, right? Like, I could not connect why Shane was so confused by this. I really didn't understand. So anyway, so I continue to watch this, and at the end of it, he does this thing where he orders food from like Red Robin and these different places. And then he orders it from like these smaller restaurants. It's called like Sammy's Chicken or something like that, right? And what you find out is that like, what do you call it? Red Robin has made these like fake places so that when you're ordering it from the Sammy's Chicken, you're actually ordering it from Red Robin. Now, I did not know that. That was very interesting to me, okay? And then at the end, and this was kind of the cute part of the video, he orders this pizza from Pascali's Pizza, and he said he paid a lot of money for it, and it was very expensive, and it was, so they open it, and the pizza doesn't align, and I already knew where this was going. I was like, oh, this is Chuck E. Cheese all day long, right? Because that's the conspiracy video that he did before. So they look it up, and his Pascali's Pizza is actually Chuck E. Cheese. And that part to me was cute. It was a little cringe to me. They all were like, oh my God, like, you know, for me, if I was sitting in the room, I'd be like, seriously? Like, they did this? Like, okay, you know, whatever. But like, I don't know that I would have these like emotional gasps. Like, I don't know. They can't handle the real world a lot. But anyway, so I was just kind of confused a little bit why this is, this out of 4 months of sitting here and thinking about conspiracies of the world, I think about conspiracies all day long, okay? I do. I sit there and like my life is conspiracies because I got a true crime book club. So don't come for me, okay? I got a true crime book club and I'm thinking about this stuff all day long. I could come up with 50 conspiracies for tomorrow doing 50 videos, right? So I'm thinking your best conspiracy video that you could come up with in 4 months is that you basically flew back to LA to do, is that you are going to compare these different products at Aldi and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, I want to tell you about this one tweet that I got, first of all, that I think is very, very interesting, and then I'm going to read you some of the comments, okay? Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can find the comment. Hold on. Here it is. Okay. So she said, all right, I'm so sorry, but Shane's new video isn't conspiracy-based. It's privilege-based. If you know, you know. I'm so annoyed. This SHI isn't rocket science. Companies have been doing this for years. It's not a damn conspiracy. Your privilege allows you to buy the more expensive brand. Us middle to lower class people have been buying off-brand for years, knowing it's the same. Am I making sense? This series is already so dumb. This isn't new. It's called marketing and selling off brands. Am I missing something? I've known this since I was very little. This even happens with medicine and vitamins. Maybe I'm just more in tune or aware, but I also knew about the restaurants doing the food selling under different names, but it's also the same restaurant. And then she said something about Chris crying at the end was cringe and silly to her. So anyway, I thought that was very interesting, you know? And I also agree with that. It's like, who doesn't know that these off-brands, or I always call them generic brands when I was growing up as a kid, aren't basically the exact same thing. You know what I mean? And I mean, I've known that since 1978, and there's been news coverage of it, and there's been YouTube videos made about this, and Shane Dawson puts this out, okay? So, then Shane Dawson comes out, and he puts this statement up on his Instagram story. Hold on a second. And he says, so I'm just going to be honest. My new video isn't really getting much love from the YouTube algorithm, which basically what he's saying is nobody's watching my video, and I'm pissed about it, okay? Now, I want to tell you something, and this is an issue that I have had with Shane for a very long time. When Shane did the TanaCon situation, and he came out and sat on the couch with Tana, okay, and was like, I'm going to fix this situation, because at that time, everybody was like, Shane can fix anything, Shane can fix anything. I made a video response to that, and I said, okay, and this is where people do not see the real Shane Dawson behind the scenes, and I said, okay, in my video, that I did not feel that Shane Dawson held Tana accountable. That I did not feel like he was really honest with her. That he was very much like, it's going to be okay, and we can fix this, and we can handle this, and all this kind of stuff. When I felt like Tana swept under the rug, and she just blamed it on everybody else, right? And to this day, I feel that way, right? Shane reached out to me at that time and was very, very upset. And he said to me something to the effect of, people have been coming for me for 10 years since I have been on YouTube. This is my moment. Can you please allow me to have my moment? Like, why do you have to criticize me in this moment? Okay? Which I said to him, I'm very sorry, Shane, blah, 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 blah. In retrospect, I wish I would have stuck to my guns, and I wish I would have said, you know what? I do not think that you held her accountable. But I didn't say that in the moment because I felt bad for him. Like, I felt bad for the man, okay? And I said, I'm sorry. You know, I didn't take down the video or any of that kind of stuff, but I said, I understand where you're coming from. Have your moment, enjoy your moment, and all this kind of stuff, right? But he literally cannot handle the truth. So now it is, here he is. He doesn't put videos out. Shane doesn't put videos out. He's putting a video out every 4 to 5 months, and he wonders why the YouTube algorithm isn't keeping up with him. No, girl, it's because people have stopped watching you. People don't watch you anymore. I mean, that's why your podcast isn't doing that great. I mean, it's doing okay. He gets better views on his podcast than most people, but that's why his podcast isn't doing that great. That's why, you know, whatever, like Shane's vlog or Ryland's vlogs aren't doing that great, even when they're things about like their surrogate and having, people are not interested in the life of Shane Dawson and Ryland Adams. And personally, I believe it's because Shane never came out and addressed what had happened from the past. And this is what these people do, and they just want to sweep it under the rug and act like it didn't happen, and then come back and act like, here I am, I'm back. Had he sat down and addressed it and said, you know, this is what happened, blah, 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 whatever, and he did a little bit, but not really, and he made jokes about it. If he had said, yeah, like, this really hurt, you guys, like, and I'm really struggling with my creativity, and I want to come back on YouTube, and I want to be a force again to be reckoned with, and I don't know how to do that, and I want to thank the people that stuck by me, because that really means a lot to me. Had he done that, like, he would be getting a different response. Like, people would have come back to him a little bit, right? I think. So anyway, so he says, so I'm just going to be honest, my new video isn't really getting much love from the YouTube algorithm. I know this is lame to ask for, but if you enjoyed the video, please share it with your friends. I haven't asked for that in probably 10 years, but I'm really proud of this video, so I might as well ask. To those of you who have watched it and shown it love, thank you. It really means the world to me, and I appreciate the gratitude, but he's always like, I'm so proud of this video. You should be proud of every video that you put out. You know, you really, really should. I mean, as a YouTuber and you're sitting down and you're doing something, be proud of every video. But to me, what I don't understand is, out of all the videos you've done, where you literally go to grocery stores and you buy food and you have somebody filming you the whole time, I wish I had somebody that could just film me the whole time. Hell, that would improve my video content 100 times, you know? If I could hire somebody to just follow me around and do stuff, oh my God, can you even imagine? So, I mean, he just has somebody following him around to grocery stores and whatever, you know, and then he dumps all the food on this hotel. And even, like, I have to just say, they go into this hotel and they really hype it up like the hotel's haunted. And I mean, it's not. Like, they make a joke about it. But like, ooh, are we going to be killed? I mean, it's always that. It's always that fall to joke that for me, it's just like, it's not really funny. I don't know, you know, it's just like, it was okay. For the people that love Shane Dawson, they're going to love this video. And for the people that don't, they're not going to. But, like, are you surprised that you're not getting that many views? I mean, you haven't gotten that many views on a video in a long time. Not to mention, when I looked at Shane's video this morning when I woke up, he had like over 500,000 views on it. 500,000 views in 24 hours. I wish I was getting those kind of views. You know, I'm sorry you're not hitting 10 million anymore. I'm sorry that you're not hitting a million. But you know what? People called you out on a lot of stuff that you never wanted to talk about and you never wanted to take accountability for. You know, and people made excuses for you, and people said it doesn't really matter and whatever. Well, there are still a lot of people out there that are disillusioned with Shane Dawson and feel like he has fallen from grace, and they're done with Shane. So now they're not watching his videos. He's lost a lot of support, you know? But it's the YouTube algorithm. But he can't come out and say, I'm really hurt that people aren't watching my video, because then what he has to do is realize that it's his own actions that have affected people not watching his videos anymore. Do I believe it's the YouTube algorithm? No, I don't believe it's the YouTube algorithm. I think it's a combination of things. I think people are watching TikTok more right now. I think people aren't as interested in Shane Dawson anymore. I think people didn't even know. When I put this up on Twitter, a lot of people were like, he put out a video. I didn't even know he made videos anymore. I didn't even know he put out another video. So I think that's kind of a lot of people's responses to it. You know, back in the day, people couldn't wait for Shane Dawson to put out a video. So, you know, anyway, so then I put up on Twitter and I asked people, I said, hold on a second. Let me get to it. I said, thoughts on Shane's new video may be used in a video. I'm just going to read some of these comments that I got. Somebody said, I think Shane summed it up pretty well on his own, and they read his comment right there. And then somebody said, it wasn't good content. I think most people are aware that many companies private label, so none of what he exposed was surprising to me. Somebody said, don't care, didn't, and don't watch. Somebody said his new video concept is similar to his old viral videos from a few years ago. However, he lost the people who helped make the videos more interesting and fun. Just my opinion. Somebody said, I like it, enjoy his style of making videos, but I kind of felt like all the information is already out there that he made this video on. The only one didn't personally know about was the Starbucks cups, which I actually do, and I collect Starbucks cups, right? I mean, so he showed a Starbucks cup that you can get from like the Dollar Tree or the dollar store, and then a Starbucks cup that you pay for Starbucks, which is interesting because I had actually bought that Starbucks cup, and I think most of those studded Starbucks cups are like $24.99 or $19.99, and he said it was $30. I don't know if in California it's $30. I don't know, right? But so anyway, and then you can get it at the Dollar Tree. The only difference is that the middle has the Starbucks thing on it, and at the Dollar Tree, it doesn't. Well, you know you're paying for the difference of the Starbucks thing, okay? I mean, if you're a collector of Starbucks cups, you know that's what you're paying for. I'm not an idiot. I know that, right? Okay. Somebody said, don't care to give him a view. We'll wait for your video on it. Hey, Lee. Somebody said, honestly, just felt like clickbait again. Somebody said, watching it right now, it's interesting, but I already knew about name brands versus supermarkets owned. It's just a part where they mention, goes on about the Wi-Fi. I enjoyed Shane's new video. He is totally onto something. When I worked at Dollar General, we got several packages of great value sugar, and turns out the same companies package all their sugar. Somebody said, you guys, I made a thing and it's an awesome thing, but YouTube isn't playing ball and pushing me in the algorithm. So instead of actually promoting my work and putting forth effort, here's a social, oh wait, it just went away. Here's a social media post, so you do my work for me. Bloop. Somebody said, Eddie Burdock did a more comprehensive, entertaining, and educational video on the ghost kitchen problem. And it says the deceptive world of ghost kitchens, and it is with Eddie Burback and Mr. Beast. Interesting. Somebody said he's still uploading. Somebody said not watching. Somebody said, I'm shook. I loved it. I mean, there were very mixed responses. And like I said, I'm trying to be fair, so I'm reading all the responses. Somebody said, can't even be bothered to watch it anymore. The style is old, content is stale, and it's just not entertaining to lack accountability. I used to be so hyped for his series too. Stuff we already knew. I enjoyed it. I love the conspiracy content he does. Blew my mind. Maybe he is getting back on track. I hope so. Somebody said, in popular opinion, his videos were never good and the editing was poorly done. I will say this, as somebody whose videos go in and out of focus on a regular basis, I think it's interesting, being that he has a videographer that films the whole thing. I did notice that during the first 20 minutes that a lot of his video was going in and out of focus. And I thought that was interesting. I thought, well, here I am, just a dude with a camera, and I can't figure out my settings to save my life. And trust, I have tried, okay? And I have read, and I have tried, and I have tried to educate myself, and I know it goes in and out of focus. It's like, it drives me crazy. It's going in and out of focus right now. But I thought, that's interesting on a Shane video. Somebody said his recent video proved that he is nothing without his friends, Garrett, Andrew, Morgan, etc. Somebody said the editing and camera work is so bad. Somebody said, I feel like he said absolutely nothing new. I feel like genetics of name brand products was a well-known thing, question mark. Somebody said Shane has a new video. I found it a big snooze fest. Somebody said he's begging for views, and I think that says enough. Somebody said he put out a video. Somebody said, I watched the start but couldn't keep watching. A 30-year-old man acts surprised that name brands are more expensive than generic. That's not a conspiracy theory. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.